Welcome to Rising Frequencies, where we will help you apply esoteric wisdom to your daily life. I'm Andrea Mullaney, and I'm here with Lisa Risingberry. Each week, we discuss ways you can help yourself to look inside and perform the inner alchemy that is needed to grow and evolve and remember who you are and what you came here to do. And hello, everybody. This is episode 6?
Yeah. I had to think for a minute.
Like 6.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, we are going to continue with the heart chakra this week since we didn't quite get finished last week, and there's so much to talk about with the heart. It's so interesting.
Yes.
And so, yeah, this may not be as long of a show as usual, so you're probably like, yay!
I know. There's so much to talk about, and then we kind of get long-winded, and even when we talk personally, just the two of us, we can go and talk about metaphysical topics. Andrea and I, we could just kill 2 hours. We've done 3 hours just talking about mystical stuff, and it just seemed like nothing. So we're going to try to get everything said in an hour, which probably won't happen. It'll probably be more like an hour and a half, knowing us.
I know. But first, I've had a few interesting experiences over the past week and a half. Really interesting.
I'll say, blew me away, still blowing me away. Can't wait to hear them again.
Yeah, I'm going to save the really weirdest one for last. But today, about 10 o'clock this morning, I went outside to fill the bird feeders. And it's finally nice outside. I live in central Texas, and it was very cold here. We had that Arctic front push through us, too, and it was only in the 30s for over a week, which is really cold for us, especially in November. And but today got up into the 60s because it's finally past us, and it's sunny and clear. And I was just looking up at the sky for a moment. I have vultures. We have vultures in our neighborhood. I live in the country, kind of. And these vultures were flying over me. And then one vulture kind of moved over, and behind it was a little white thing. Now, we do have planes that fly over here, and I know what a plane looks like, and they always make lots of noise when they fly over. Well, this little thing was small. It was cigar-shaped, no wings, and white. And it was busting a move, zooming from north to south, just all the way across the sky, but no sound at all. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. But I was in a really calm place, and I didn't get any feelings or anything like that from it. I was just watching it. And then another one came and went from south to north, another little one, meow. And then I'm like, wow, and it just kind of disappeared. And they were small, but they were definitely, I just kept staring and staring and staring to see if I could see wings. There were no wings and no noise. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. And I walked back up to my driveway. I was about to go back in the house, and something made me turn around again. And this time, I saw a black cigar-shaped little craft. I think these are UFOs, people. And it straight down, just straight, vroom. And I'm like, whoa, and then it disappeared. And I'm like, okay, did that crash? And I'm like, it's not a bird. I mean, it straight down and disappeared. And then the next thing that caught my eye, there was no clouds in the sky, all just pretty blue sunny day, and my visibility was great. There was just one little tiny puffy cloud that appeared, and it was like right overhead. I looked straight up in the air. The cloud continued to move a little bit, and right from behind it came another craft, and it was right over my head. And there were no wings on it because I was underneath and I could see if there were wings. It wasn't a side view. And just like the others, it went phew, and zoomed over from the north to the south again with no sound at all. And I was like, cool. I just waved at it.
I can see you doing that. Hello.
I've heard this cigar-shaped ones are good. But anyway, so yes, I saw 4 craft, potentially, in 5-10 minutes. So they were everywhere, really.
Wow.
And then I went in the house, and I'm like, wow, did I really see that? And then I went back out a little bit later, and I saw an actual Cessna plane. And it had wings, and it made a lot of noise. And it was about the same distance up. So I'm like, okay, so that's a plane. The things I saw before were not planes. There, verification. So, yes, I saw some UFOs today.
Yeah, man. That was a really nice comparison too, to be able to see the Cessna, and to be able to see the cigar shapes.
Yep.
Wow, I wish that would happen to me.
It probably will.
It hasn't yet. I look all the time.
They don't happen when you're looking for them. It has to be. It's like watching the pot boil.
That's true.
Yeah.
I see them in the astral level all the time, but not with I see them with astral eyes, not with 3D eyes. I have yet to see them with 3D eyes, which I think would be so cool. You're lucky girl.
Yay, thanks. And the second thing, I'm going to tell everyone about my window. I have a window that's in front of my house. I mean, everyone has windows. This particular window.
This is a special window.
Special window. It's hot pink. The glass has turned hot pink, people. And it's not... I looked it up, and it's possible for glass sitting in the sun for a long time to go purple, and it's called sun-purpled glass. But the purple that it turns is amethyst purple, and it's purple through and through. I mean, it's completely purple. My window is just pink when the sun shines on it, and it's pink. It's like glaringly pink. I
like a rose.
Yeah, like a rose color. I sent Lisa a photo of it.
Rose pink, not rose red. Rose pink.
Right, rose pink. And it turned pink about a year ago ish. Around there, it started to turn pink.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to get patterns on it. I have a pattern, like geometrical little shapes. It looks like a spine that's going right up the middle of it, and that appeared a few weeks ago. And there's little like XC things that are appearing on it. I mean, literally, this window is morphing in front of me. And for a while there, for a few days, I had something that looked just like a finger on a hand pointing on that window to the spine. And I'm like, that's a finger pointing to the spine. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, can you see that? That looks like a finger pointing. Like,
wow.
And I'm like trying to wash it off and see. And now, some of it did. The finger thing did kind of come off from when I washed it from the outside, but nothing else has. The pink is there. I can't move it. It's like chain link looking spine type thing, straight up and down. That is etched into the glass, and I don't know how that happened, but it's very interesting. It's like I have a crop circle on my window in window form.
I know. Didn't you say today, though, that there was something else forming that you're not sure what it's going to turn into? Yes,
there's other stuff forming. There's X's and like triangle-y things. There's little, but I can't quite tell what. I'm like, can you just do English? Okay. Or a clear picture?
I know.
No. Symbol. But yeah, it's neat. I need to take another picture of it, an updated one. Maybe I'll put it on Facebook. See what people think.
I would do that. Definitely.
Okay. Anyway. Okay, now here's the really weird thing, as if those weren't weird enough.
Oh, it just keeps getting better and better.
Yes. I was staring at my eyes in the mirror. I mean, that is something you can do to to help with focus and meditation, like candle gazing. And I just felt like looking into the mirror, into my eyes. And you can't really look at both eyes at the same time. So first I focused on my right eye in the mirror. And I didn't see much, or felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. So I switched and focused on my left eye in the mirror. And once I did that, I'd say about 20 to 30 seconds of staring at my left eye, and I would occasionally take I would stare without blinking, and then I'd close my eyes and see the negative image of my face in my eyelids. My third eye, I guess, is what you.
Yeah,
do then.
That's your screen, and that's
That's
where
okay.
you get your visions and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And then I opened my eyes again, and my face began to morph. My eyes stayed in the same place, but my face morphed very clearly several times. Maybe 5 or 6 different faces appeared in front of me, and they were overlaid on my face. They were odd. The first thing I noticed is my jaw became much thicker, and my lips were thick, and I realized it was a male, like a big male, strong-jawed male face with my eyes inside, and the eye sockets would get bigger, and then I'd switch, and I was a male. I was an elderly woman. I saw my skin get wrinkled and my hair turn white, and they were kind of scary. And I finally saw one that was pleasant. It was like an Asian woman, very smooth skin and almond eyes. And then I saw an Indian-looking person as well, with a long, I'm kind of look Indian anyway, but a longer face and long hair. But one of them actually scared me and caused me to jump while I'm staring at myself. I saw one that looked like, I don't know if anyone has ever heard of the show Land of the Lost. There was a silly movie remake of it just a few years ago, but back in the 70s, it was in the Saturday morning cartoons, and they had the bad guys were these. It was themed for prehistoric times, and a modern day family got stuck back in prehistoric times, and they were attacked by these things called sleaze stacks. And they're like reptilian beings with big black eyes, kind of like Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's what it looked like. Well, that's what I saw staring back at me in the mirror. My eyes got really big, and I gained big reptilian lips with lined lips and a big wide frog mouth type thing. And that was me. I am like, holy manoli. And I realized that at that one I got scared, and then I stopped, and I realized that when I was doing that, I had crossed my arms, and I was breathing really hyperventilating, almost breathing really quickly, and my heart was beating like a mile a minute, just boom, 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 boom. And I don't know if that's because I got scared, but also I think I was bringing up my energy so quickly to do that it was kind of freaking my body out. And my heart after that was very achy. I was like, oh, I don't know if I was integrating those parts of me. I know I have had a lot of lives incarnate as different things. I remember some of them. And I think those were probably some incarnations I've had. I don't know if I was, gathering soul fragments and putting them together and bringing them into me, or if I was just looking and seeing different things that I had been. But apparently I've been a reptilian or a sleaze stack, whatever that is. And I've been a man, and I've been an Asian lady, and I've been a lot of old white women too. I made it to old. But yeah, that was very strange. And I walked out of the bathroom like, wow, Lisa, guess what I did?
I know. And then she tells me to go do it, and I see nothing, and simply because I'm a very boring walk-in that walked in from outside of this universe. So this is my first time being in an actual physical body here. I've been in physicality other places, but not in this universe. I came here to help, so I didn't get to have any of those cool experiences. and I do want to state that all reptilians are not bad. Right. There are very good reptilians, so don't think that Andrea is she was an evil reptilian and she's going to eat you. So I just want to
No, definitely not. I'm not. And if I was, I've been recycled, and now I'm not. Now I'm good again.
Oh my gosh! Very funny. Very good.
Yep.
Well,
so
I did.
That's why I get along with lizards. I save the lizards from the cats all the time.
Hey, my body before I walked into it loved salamanders, and I used to catch them, and I named them Fred, which is my husband's name. Yep. All of my salamanders were Fred, and I used to catch worms when I was little and kiss them, and
I did too. I caught bugs too. I got roly-polies and worms.
Yes.
And my
Go
mother's
figure.
always afraid to put her hand in my pockets.
Yeah. Now, why doesn't that surprise me? We're not connected at all, right?
No, not at all.
And I would take a handful of worms and go up to my neighbors, and I was like 3 and 4, like, just a little thing, and go, this is the mommy, and this is the daddy, and these are the little babies, and I would pick them up, and mwah, mwah, mwah. And this one, this couple that lived next to us, I remember they were just an elderly couple, and they're like, that's nicely so, okay, why don't you take your little family and go play? And I was just like, I couldn't understand why they didn't like them, and
I know.
I've always loved snakes. I could pick up snakes and not get bit. So, I'm sure there's probably people that want to burn me at the stake for that one, but it's true. Yeah. I've been able to kind of like talk to them. I don't know. It's weird. When I saw Harry Potter, that freaked me out when I saw Harry Potter, because I was like, what the heck?
What is that called? Do you remember?
Parsec. Something.
Parselmouth.
Parselmouth.
That's it. My sons read every one.
Yeah. Me too.
Mm-hmm. And watch the movies, both.
Yep. Me too. I'm a Harry Potter freak.
Yeah, but there are ancient beings that are very good and wise. The dragon races and the serpent beings. They were here. There are mantis beings that are very wise that were here long, before humans.
Well, and actually one reason why I have such a close affinity with them is because they don't come from this universe.
That's right.
So that's why I hang with the slimies.
Somebody's got to love them.
I know. I know.
All right, so are we ready to talk about the heart?
Yeah.
Some cool stuff.
You go, girl.
Okay, so there is a lot of interesting cutting-edge science about the heart. And there is a nonprofit organization called the Institute of Heart Math. And as a matter of fact, a very good friend of ours, his name's Mike. He's a certified trainer in heart math also. And he's talked about it for a long time, and finally done some research on it, and it's fabulous. But they study heart energy and the impacts of heart-based living, and they actually provide a course of study to become heart-focused and act and live coherently. They call it, when you live a heart-focused life, they say that you have reached personal coherence. I liken that to living consciously. It's basically the same thing in my book. And when you act and live consciously or coherently, your heart and brain work together synergistically as two systems mesh together in one. And this information is available on their website at heartmath.org as well. It's a really good website full of good information. And so what you're doing when you focus, when you do this heart math, you do this work, and clearing your chakras is part of it with your heart. You create this open communication, an energetic pathway between your heart and your brain, and it increases mental clarity, discernment, which we all need right now, and it reduces stress and negativity. Your brain gets more access to your intuition and creativity. And what's neat is a concept they're researching is how the human electromagnetic field affects the Earth's electromagnetic field. And now we've talked about how the Earth's electromagnetic field and impacts humans and the ego and all that stuff, and these solar flares, how they impact the Earth's EM field, and that impacts ours. They're looking at it from the other direction. As each individual human increases their personal coherency, or starts becoming more heart focused, it impacts everyone around them. You live a heart focused life, and you act in a heart focused way, and that your electromagnetic body is changed, and that impacts everybody else's electromagnetic body around you. Like you can see that with teams, and that's called social coherency, by the way, when you have personal coherency and impacting other people. It's called social coherency. And you see this with teams that work really well, like hand in hand. They're very simpatico, and it's because they're intuitively working together. Their hearts are connected. And then social coherency can lead to global coherency, which impacts the Earth's electromagnetic field, and they believe it can bring peace. So that's what they're working towards and studying. And some interesting facts about the heart. The heart has its own brain, and this concept was first introduced in 1991 by a man named, he was Dr. J. Andrew Armour. And the heart brain, just like the brain in your head, has an intricate network of neurons, neurotransmitters, just like the brain, proteins, and support cells. It can even act independently of your head brain. And it has 40,000 sensory neurons involved in relaying information up to the brain. The heart actually sends more information up to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. And I didn't mention this, the heart has its own magnetic field that can be measured several feet away from the body. And just like your body has its electromagnetic field overall, which looks like a donut. It's a torus, T-O-R-U-S, and that's a bigger one. But inside of that is this smaller one, and that's around your heart's electromagnetic field.
So would you say the heart has an aura just like the body has an aura?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah. And it changes according to your emotions. And other people can pick up on the quality of your emotions based on that. I mean, I'm sure it connects to your larger electromagnetic field, but the heart has its own field inside of the bigger one, which is neato. And in fetal development, the heart forms and starts beating before the brain begins to develop. Now, and this thing's really neat. There have been some new discoveries, this has happened in 2000, in sacred geometry. And a man named Frank Chester discovered a new form, like a platonic solid, except this one is a 7-sided form, and it's called a chestahedron. It's named partly after Frank Chester, his last name, but it's also named a chestahedron because it's the same shape as the left ventricle of your heart, and which is in your chest. So, and the cool thing is, first of all, the chestahedron, it's got a point on one side. It's almost like a bell, except you actually have to spin it to get the bell shape. You spin it upside down, the point on the bottom and the wider part on the top. You rotate it, and it creates this, do it in water, and you can see it. You get this beautiful vortex, and then it forms into a perfect bell shape. And so the chestahedron in rotation is the first geometrical bell-shaped form ever found. You know, it was a mystery. And actually, Lisa brought this up. Well, I am going to mention it. There's a mysterious bell that Nazis supposedly used to hop from one place to another or whatever.
It was after they got caught. It's called the Nazi bell, I believe.
But I'm sure it uses...
So don't quote me on that, because we talked about that right before we went on air, and I didn't completely research it, because I don't know the exact name, but when the Nazis were amazing with all of this esoteric knowledge that we talk about on the show. They were masters at it, but of course they used it in the bad polarity and gave all of us a bad name. And what they did is there was this bell that they really, really worked hard on, and many people wrote about it, they saw it, yada, yada. And long story short, when they got caught, they couldn't be found, and the bell was missing. So I'm guessing it was used for time travel, or it was used to go to another dimension. But, I always wondered, why a bell? Why a bell? Until today. And now Andrea put those puzzle pieces together for me, and I'm sure they didn't survive it because they used heart energy for something really, really negative, and the heart just won't let you do that,
And what's even cooler is that the same shape forms the sacred geometry template of the entire planet. You can put this chestahedron with its pointy part on the South Pole and its open part on the North Pole, and spin, and all of its points hit the main points that form the Earth, that form this sphere of the Earth. It fits in there perfectly. And let's see, if you spin the chestahedron and you get that cool bell shape, and you look at it from looking at the bell shape down, and you look at the heart, the left ventricle and the right ventricle, looking down at it with the top section cut off, they look identical. The shape, the chestahedron spinning, it makes the exact same shape. And then you look at the top of the Earth and you get the exact same shape. There's a matching ring is visible on the surface of the Earth as well. It's the aurora borealis. When the aurora borealis forms that exact same shape, that you look down the chestahedron, look at the top of the heart, look at the top of the Earth, of the aurora borealis, boom, exactly the same shapes. And then if you flip it on the other side of the Earth underneath, it's the same shape there too. The aurora australis has a different shape than the aurora borealis, and that's the same shape you get when you look on the other underside of the chestahedron.
That just gives me shivers.
It fits very well. And one of the main points where it would touch the Earth is right in Kansas, right in the center of the United States. And you know how you spin it, you get these vortices. Well, Kansas is known for its tornadoes. It's part of Tornado Alley. That whole area around there, it's part of, when it spins, it creates the vortices. So it's right in the perfect spot to match the vortices that would be created when you spin a chestahedron. And so to sum this up, basically it's like this sacred geometry for Gaia's body is inside each one of us as our heart. So it's like the Earth is in us just as we are. She's our heart, and she is a heart.
Yeah.
And as you guys probably know, the heart is the seat of the soul. So your soul connects to your body through the heart center, and your ego connects in your brain. And the whole point of this heart-centered living and clearing your chakras and merging ego and soul, you want to send the instructions to your mind and for your life from your heart, from your soul, to your mind and to your brain. So basically that puts your soul in charge of your life instead of your ego. And your ego is so valuable. You don't want to kill your ego or anything. Your ego is your mind. But with this heart-centered living, you're able to, you live from your soul, and you work with your mind like a team, but your soul tells your ego what to do. And so instead of your ego telling the rest of you what to do, your soul tells your ego what to do, and you live in that direction from heart up and heart outward instead of the other way around. Because you want to keep that ego. You've got to eventually merge them. Because the ego has all the information, all your learning, all your experiences, all your thoughts and memories, and so you want to keep your ego and take it with you, but you just need to tame it a little bit. And with this, living from your heart, you tame your ego, and you're able to use it for good instead of evil. Yeah. All right. So on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa.
Thank you. Oh, that was great. That was just fantabulous. Well, what I want to add is kind of just reiterating what I went over last week. And as you can tell from Andrea's presentation, how important the heart is. When you're living lucidly, you're living from the heart. You're calling the shots. You're not being led through life by your ego. You're the puppet master. You're pulling your strings. You're just not at the mercy of circumstances and just, oh, my life's a mess. What the heck am I going to do? The heart is the most important organ of the body. It's the most important chakra of our whole system. And what's the coolest thing about the heart is we have 3 chakras above and 3 chakras below. It goes with the principle of correspondence in the Kabbalion, as above, so below. I had an interesting Facebook conversation, which was amazing, about what happens when you die. What happens when you leave here? Where do you go? Do I have to know what to do? Yada yada. What happens? And basically it's all in your heart. The heart controls everything. And there are 2 frequencies that are involved in this. There's the frequency of your upper chakras, which is, your as above, which is your soul frequency. And then you have the 3 that are as below, which is your ego, that it's your physicality. You could essentially say it's the vibration of your body, how well you take care of it, and how healthy it is, because if it vibrates on its own as well. What happens is these 2 different frequencies, your as above frequency and you have your as below frequency, they come together in your heart. That creates your single vibration. That's your level of consciousness. And in order for you to leave here and to bust out of the wheel of reincarnation, you have to hit a certain frequency. And that's your heart. The as above, so below combined. And the Egyptians taught this. In my opinion, they teach it the best because they use the story of the weighing of the heart. And you can look at the old pictures where you see Thoth standing there. No, it's Orisis. Orisis standing there on the right, and there's a scale, which is the scale of Libra, for the constellation Libra, which is balance. And on the other side, there's the feather of Mot. The feather of Mot, that's your knowledge, that's your way out. That's the frequency you have to hit. And then you have on the other side of the scale, your heart. So if you vibrate with the feather of Mot, if you hit that frequency required to graduate, you just leave. You know what to do. You're living lucidly. You're lucid in your life. You're lucid in your dream time, and you just go. You know what to do. If you don't, then yes, you have to reincarnate again in a 3D experience, which in my opinion, there's no shame in that. Like I said last week, everyone's going to get there. Some people are going to go faster. Some people are going to go slower. It's not that there's going to be someone in your family that's just never going to make it. No, they will. They will eventually get it. Everyone's going to get it. It's just some people choose to not be proactive as much as others, like those of us on this call that are listening. We're the go-getters. What can I do? I want to do more alchemy. Show me. So we're pretty much on the fast track. And that is the seat of the soul. That's why it's called the seat of the soul, because that's you. That's your vibration. And coolest thing, I say everything's the coolest thing, but
it's all cool.
It's all cool. I just get so excited about talking about this. So many people will say to me, what can I do? I want to be of service. I want to help flip the planet. And that question always makes me laugh, because you are doing it. You have a human heart right there. Your frequency flips the planet. All your inner work, everything you do contributes to this shift. That's why we are the ones that we're waiting for it, because we have a heart. The Palladians don't have a heart. The Arcturians don't have a human heart. We have a human heart. And so much emphasis is put on outside of ourselves, and a lot of people they live and die by the ET channelings. The ETs, your Palladians, and your people from other places in this universe, they aren't here because they don't have the level of consciousness you have to get here. In other words, there's a frequency that you have to hit at your total soul level frequency just to come here, just to come to this very difficult school. You have to meet certain criteria, and you have to hit that frequency. The ones on Pallades and Arcturus and other locations, they haven't hit it yet. This is your last stop. Once you graduate from here, you leave this universe. That's one of the things I'm here to teach, because I came from outside of here. This is your last stop. So the ETs in this universe, while they are our brothers and our sisters and we love them dearly, your level of consciousness before you came here was higher than theirs. That's why you're here and they aren't. That's why you're flipping the planet with your heart and they aren't. Do they help us? Yes. Do they help us a lot? No, because we're doing it. They step in a little bit, but it's our hearts that are doing it. So that's why the heart's so important, because you are changing the planet with your heart frequency. Everyone is. There's not a person left out.
And the only reason they even step in is to keep the bad guys who are controlling the planet they want to keep it so that we can still live on it without things getting too bad.
Yeah, they kind of level the playing field for us.
Exactly. That's right.
But that's all they do, because they want us to succeed. And, was the wheel of incarnation messed with? Yes, it was. There are a lot of people here that vibrate very high above the frequency to graduate, like Andrea, because she's been here so long. So there's no question for so many spiritual people, are they going to make it? It's, yes, and they not only will these people make it out of here, but they will actually skip the next step, and they'll go even past that, which is just, fabulous. It's just wonderful. But if the wheel of incarnation has been repaired, and I can honestly say 100% it's working the way it's supposed to work. And, it was designed that you didn't just get out of here in one shot. this is a hard place. You gradually wake up and you learn the lessons of each of the different ages. Each age is like 2,000 years. We're in a 26,000 year galactic cycle. Most of the people here came in at the beginning. That's why you have so many past lives. And then, when you hit that, you leave. But most people couldn't do it very quickly because you weren't supposed to, because each little age teaches a different lesson. The age of Pisces, of course, is the most difficult lesson of all because it's the Iron Age, and that's when we started to pull and way, 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 way far away from God and from Gaia and from all that knowledge. And I bet there's even some that could have left that didn't because they wanted to experience this, because this is the place to be. There's standing room only once you left. Once you graduated and you left, well, getting a body is not so easy. So there were some that think they were trapped, but they actually kind of elected to stay because they wanted to be here for now. So, that being said, that information I feel is just is the most important, and there's more, but I'm not going to go into the rest of that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the most important things that can be taught or understood by anyone. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're here to. You've got to be in a body, understand every single thing that can possibly be experienced in a body, if you eventually want to become a creator of other beings or in bodies. And you have to. It's kind of like that show Undercover Bosses.
Yeah.
You can't just lead without ever being in a body. And la 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 la. I'm never going to incarnate. I'm just going to rule these humans down here.
Yeah, and
never going to be a good leader.
Right. And this is the only place you can do this planet, and right now. You can't do it anyplace else. So, as dense and as difficult, and I'm a whiner, this is my first time in a body here, and trust me, I whine a lot. But I see the gift, and I see, I just bow to everyone that's been here for so long, because it's, wow. All I could just say is wow. It's so hard, but you can't do it anywhere else. The experience that you're having now, which is, for most people is going to end, you're not going to ever do it again. So as difficult as it is, kind of treasure it. It's kind of like having a newborn. You just want that baby to grow up so it won't scream anymore, but then you're never going to see that baby as an infant anymore, and that's kind of like what you're going through right now. You're never going to ever, in all your incarnations after this, you're never going to have one like this. This one will go down in the Akashic records for you as, you're one of the few that experienced it, and you're one of the, the few that got out on time. Because there's some that are not going to get out on time, but they're still going to have a 3D experience, just not on this planet. So it's really cool stuff. And
Gaia finally, yay!
Wait, and what?
I said, and Gaia gets to go too finally, hooray!
Yeah, she's not hanging around anymore for the people that wanted to go slow. I mean, she, I'm sure she respects that, but she's been waiting for a long time. She was tampered with. She was held back, and she's not being held back anymore. And, according to ancient prophecy, and I don't know if this is true or not, I honestly really don't know, but there is a time limit for this, supposedly, and Andrea and I talk about this all the time, and Geronimo talks about this, and the Hopis and the Mayas. They all say the same thing. And I can't remember what year it is that they're saying that, what was it, by
2017 has to be done.
That it's supposed,
like that.
Yeah. That it has to be.
But I've also heard 2020. I don't know.
I just know it's going to happen.
It's moved up. I've also, 2015 now.
I know. And what does that mean? What does that mean? No one knows. Are we all going to go at one time? Who cares if we do? It'll be just like you die. You're not going to know. There's so many people that are so caught up in, are we all going to go at once? Who cares? You're not going to know anyway. So just kind of like let that go and just worry about your own journey, because you know you are going to die, whether we all die at the same time and it's flipped in the blink of an eye like the Bible says. We don't know. All you can do is just worry about yourself.
The how is never formed until the last minute.
Isn't that the truth? I know. So why worry about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think we have time for me to do the meditation? We're at 45 minutes. I know we wanted to keep it short.
Yeah, why don't you start the meditation?
Okay.
This.
All right. And then the affirmations.
Yes, that's right.
This is a meditation. It's my version of a sacred heart meditation that I came up with. I got part of it from one of my teachers in my healing school, where we spent, I guess, almost 40 hours just on the heart, just learning about the heart and actually doing alchemy on the heart, opening the sacred heart space, and it was amazing. It was very difficult, but it was well worth it. And I'm going to take you through a meditation, and I'm not going to go as slow as I usually would, and I'm trying to find my notes. Oh goodness, where are my notes? I just had them in front of me. This is really weird. I'm going to have to do it from memory. Have not done it from memory before, but that's okay. Oh, no, here they are. Okay. But usually this are you still there, Andrea? Are you there? Did I leave? Oh, okay. You're kind of going in and out, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose you, and we have to do part 2. Okay.
No, caught my Windows update was starting to run. I stopped it in time before it killed our connection. Thank goodness.
Whew. All right.
There. All clear now.
Take a deep breath. All right. Now, this meditation is usually takes an hour. So what I recommend is that you memorize the places and even make it your own. You don't have to keep it exactly my way. It's not my way or the highway. You can make different locations, but you want to keep the general gist of it the same, because we're going to go in and a lot of people, even though they have open heart chakras, they haven't really unlocked the door to actually get in on an astral level into your heart through a meditation. And so we're going to do that. You might want to get a box of tissues.
Oh boy. And I have to talk after this, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm not going like as deep as I could. You know, I could do an hour recording and really, wow. People would just be, it would be amazing. I don't know if there's a need for that, but that's something to look into. So I'm going to go a little faster. I'm going to go a lot faster than normal. But the first thing you want to do is find a comfortable seating position for meditation. I'm old school, so I prefer, if, you know, when you do this, for it to work properly, that's why I'm old school, to have your shoes off. If you choose to sit into a chair, make sure your spine is straight and your neck is lifted. That's just so the energy can travel up your spine correctly and can get right into your heart. You want to make sure you're relaxed. You want to try not to move and not to fidget, and I know that's difficult, and that's what candle gazing is for. You want to have, if you're in a seated position, for women, you want to have both palms up, and you want to have your right hand over top of your left hand, lightly seated in your lap, and palms are up. If you're a man, you want to have your left hand over top of your right hand, and again, palms are up. if you're a yogini and you're into yoga, you can be in full shavasana. You can be corpse pose, laying out, palms facing up. Make sure that your spine is straight and you're kind of tucked under a little bit, not an arch in your back, because you're going to be in that position for a while. Or if you want to do a full lotus or a half lotus, that's fine. And again, have your palms resting in your lap. So we're going to begin, and you're going to take some nice deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. You want to take a couple more like that. And you just want to start to feel your body relax. You just want to start to let go. Any thoughts that come through, don't analyze them. Just kind of see them going past your eyes like a train. You know, it's not stopping on the track. It's just going to keep on going. And keep on breathing. You may even notice during this meditation, you might not even think you're breathing, and that's fine. That's actually normal. Just don't be scared. That's some things that can happen when you actually enter into the sacred space of the heart. So if you've never really meditated deep, or you really haven't meditated on the heart, and your breathing kind of changes, that's okay. Just let it go. Just let it go. And now I want you to concentrate on the right side of your body. And I want you to kind of concentrate around your right breast. And I want you to say, either out loud, or you can say it in your head, I am free of fear. I am free of fear. I am free of fear. And you're going to feel some energy around that right breast. And it's going to kind of move, kind of circulate around. And you are free of fear. Then you're going to go over to your left side. And it's the same thing. You're going to notice the energy around your left breast. And you're going to say, I am free from anger. I am free from anger. I do not have anger. I am free from anger. And then you're going to feel both of them moving. These are your left and right channels. This is the duality of your life. Now you're going to just let that continue to move however it chooses to. Now you're going to go into your central column, where your prana goes through, where your ether runs through. And you're going to go right into that space between your breast, right into your heart. And you're going to say, I am balanced. I am centered, because you're centered. You're in that middle pillar, completely centered. You are total balance, total in the center of your universe, total in the center of your heart. And you want to say, I am love. I am love. I am centered, and I am love. And you should begin to feel energy circulating around in your heart space. And if it's not right now, that's okay. That's because I am going at a quicker pace. So if you are feeling it, kudos for you. And if you're not, there is nothing wrong with you. Some people won't even feel the energy. Some people will see the energy. Some people will sense it. I guarantee you're going to know it's there, but how you experience it, it's your journey, and everyone is different. There's no wrong way. There's no wrong way. So let all that go. Don't worry if I'm doing it right. If you're doing it correctly. So the next thing is you're going to step into that space Just kind of picture yourself walking into yourself. You're already there. Everything already exists within you, so you don't really have to go very far. And you're going to find yourself in a house, a great big house, filled with all of your favorite family and friends, and your favorite food is there. There's a brilliant fire in the fireplace. There's joy. There's wonderful conversation, laughter, love, and the best thing about this place, it's all about you. It's all about you. This is your party. This is your heart. This is your time to shine. And you're going to stay there, and you're going to fill yourself up. You're filling yourself up with total bliss. And if you start giggling, that's fine. If you start crying, it's fine. Because it's all about you. This is just what this makes you feel like. Total warmth, total friendship, complete perfection, and everything that you eat will not make you fat. So how much better can that be? So you're just going to live in this space and continue to fill yourself up. What you're going to experience now is an expansion in your heart. Your heart is just going to fill up with so much bliss and so much love and so much warmth and the fireplace and the food that you just feel like it's going to bust. But it's not. And you want to stay, you can stay in this location when you do this meditation later for as long as you want. But right now it's time for us to go for a little walk. So now you're going to walk out of the house. And this is all about you, so you're alone. And you're going to go outside, and I want you to physically feel what I'm explaining, because you are there. You're not in this reality anymore. You're in your sacred heart space. So in some sense, you're on the astral level, and you're going to feel these actual feelings. You're going to go outside. You're going to look up at the sky, and it's a beautiful black sky. So full of stars, and the air is cool and it's crisp. It's just one of these brilliant winter nights, and there's snow on the ground. And when there's snow on the ground, it creates this peace that you could hear a pin drop, and you're totally within yourself. No sound, just the beating of your heart, your breath, the coolness on your skin, and you decide to walk. So as you're walking, you're going to hear the snow crunch. And you're just walking, and you're just enjoying this peace, and you might even feel yourself vibrate at this point, and that's okay. And you hear water off in the distance. So you want to kind of go explore that. So you're walking and the snow is crunching, and you come to a beach. And what you're going to do is you're going to step over this threshold. When you step over the threshold, you're in your heart. So I'm going to pause and let everyone kind of step over. Now, once you're in your heart space, you're going to feel tropical air. You're going to feel the sand beneath your toes. You're going to see a stone circle. That stone circle is your sacred heart space. It's yours. Step into the stone circle. Now I'm going to kind of pause a little bit. You're going to step into the circle. Now, once you're in there, this is your sacred heart space. You are in your heart. So kind of take that in. Now, the cool thing about being in your heart space is you can decorate this area however you want. You can come back here in different meditations, and this is your place of creation, and you can just create anything you want. Right now, you're going to have a place to sit. You can create a chair, you can sit on one of the stones of the circle, or you can just plop down in the sand. This is your spot where you can come and talk to your guides, you can talk to your angels, you can talk to your higher self, you can talk to deceased loved ones, or if you just want to sit here and relax and just let the world go, you can do that. You can have access to any information that you vibrate with from this space. You can do your healing, your forgiveness from this space, because it's in your heart. You are 100% protected. It's limitless. It's infinity. You are sitting in the center of the infinity symbol. It just doesn't get any better. Now, I'm sure some people are talking to guides and they're seeing angels, and and I feel horrible. I have to bring you out, but it's time to leave, because you need to experience the rest of the meditation. And if you are in council right now, they will understand. Especially for most people, this is your first time, really being there. They know you're coming back now. And before you do this meditation again, you can even ask them to kind of help you out, to get you there. So you're going to gently step out of your circle. So I'll give you some time to transition over to the circle, out of the circle onto the beach. And now you're back out on the beach, and you're hearing the water and the warmth. And you're going to step from the beach, and instead of going out into the snow, you happen to see a field. And you see this field, but to get to this field, you're going to walk through a path in the forest. So you're going to say goodbye to the snow, and you're going to head through the path. It's a wooded path, and you're walking through the forest. Now you're in the heart of Gaia. So I'm going to pause a little bit, because this can be if you've never been there, it can be wonderful. So you're walking through this forest. It's very dense. Lots of trees and critters, flowers. It's very wooded. If you want to stop anytime when you do this meditation again, and just sit on a log, and if you want to sit in the heart of Gaia, I highly recommend it. It's a different vibration, so this is where you get information about Gaia. How's she doing? Where is she on the ascension path? How can you get a closer connection to her? This is where you talk to Gaia. This is where you come to talk to Mother Earth. You're in her house now. So I'll just pause a little bit, let you hang out with Mother Earth. And then, once again, next time you come, you can stay here as long as you want. Now you're slowly going to exit the forest, and you're going to see a beautiful field of flowers. Colorful. Very colorful. So now you're going to be in the field of flowers, and you have every color under the rainbow. And I would even put a rainbow in the sky. This is a bright and cheerful, very fun, happy place. And you can sit in the flowers. There's no bees to sting you. There's no allergies. It's just happy, happy, wonderful, joyful. It's more of a peppy, kind of zippy energy. This is where you would find your fairies, your gnomes, all the little nymphs that come out to play that help Mother Earth. Here you can connect to them. You can connect with the elemental kingdom, and they're very playful, and they're just very zippy, do. They like to jump around. They like to play. Have a lot of fun here. This is just a fun place to hang out. Very fun. So you can always come back here and connect to the fairies and connect to the gnomes. But right now, I want you to take notice of the sun. And you're going to open your heart chakra. You're going to raise your chest to the sun. Have the sun's warmth beat down on your face. And this is slowly the brightness of the sun and the warmth of the sun just moving through your body is slowly going to bring you back. So very slowly and very gently, start to wiggle your toes. Don't turn your head or don't make any sudden movements yet right now. Might be a little dizzy. Start to move your fingers. Don't open your eyes yet. Pay attention to your breathing. And I'm sure most of you are still feeling the warmth of the sun. Start to take some deeper breaths. Start to roll your shoulders. Bring some life back into your shoulders. A little bit more breathing. Kind of move your wrists around. You want to start to feel your body. And you want to exit feeling the sun. And when you feel you're grounded, well, actually, let's ground ourselves. You want to feel the energy of the earth coming up through the soles of your feet. Your soles of your feet may even vibrate at this point. You're very receptive to energy right now. And you're going to feel the energy of the earth coming up through your body, waking you back up, pulling you down. You're going to anchor yourself to the earth. When we ground, you need to ground in 2 locations, not just one. You're going to ground to the earth, have that energy come up through your heart, and then you're going to send that out, and you're going to ground yourself into the center of the Milky Way. You're going to ground yourself into the universe. As above, so below. You're going to pull both of those frequencies very tight. So you're grounded tightly in both. And now very slowly, when you feel it's ready, you can open your eyes. And welcome back to planet Earth in 3D reality.
Whoa. I had to mute the entire time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I muted. So you wouldn't hear me breathing and sniffling.
Yeah. I know. I had to, as we paused, I had to mute and sniffle a couple times because I guess I was feeling you. I was like, I'm not even doing this meditation at all because you can't do a meditation and lead one, certainly not this one. And I must have been feeling you because I was teary and I'm like, why am I all teary? I'm not doing this. But it's just how powerful this energy is,
Yeah, absolutely.
So I hope everyone enjoyed that. You can go back to it, replay it, write it down, memorize it, and go back to this. We're actually going to add on to it once we get to, I'm not sure. Maybe next week we can add on to it. But when you go into the stone circle, there is a forgiveness exercise you can do. And I swear by it. I've been doing it for a long time. That's where I talked about last week where I did a year of inner alchemy of forgiving. And that's when I hit my bliss state and I was drunk on bliss for a while. That's how I got there, was going into the center of the stone circle and doing this particular forgiveness meditation. And it's amazing. So it's just another way to exit the reincarnation cycle. So everything works. All right. Are you cognitive enough to do
Yes.
the affirmations? And okay.
I met my higher self guide in the circle. So it made
Did
me
you?
feel-
Well, yeah. Can you share what you experienced? Or you don't have to, because this is sacred. Your experience is, I mean, that is the most intimate part of your body. When you step onto the sand, you're almost there. But once you cross into that stone circle, you're there. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no more sacred than that. It's up to you.
I don't know if I should say who she is.
Oh, it does. It's completely up to you.
All right. I met Aurora in the stone circle. I feel like I haven't seen her in so long.
What is she?
Beautiful, blonde, long blonde hair. It was like my long lost sister is what it felt like, and I just ran and hugged her, and I got the image of night and day hugging each other. That's my that was my avatar on WordPress for a while, night and day hugging, and that's what I felt like I was doing. She's my other Ashara. My spiritual name's Ashara, and she's Aurora. We're like twins in a way. Like I don't know. She's blonde, I'm dark. You know. It's kind of, and I finally saw her again and hugged her. It made me immediately cry. I didn't expect that. And then I saw Gaia too. The way I saw Gaia, she was just sitting on a rock, and I didn't see her face very clearly. She was just covered with stars, like long hair with glittery stars all the way down to the ground. And then her dress was long green leaves, and I just kind of got this image of her. And then I ran to the flowers. I was like, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was neat.
Way cool.
I curtsied.
Oh, wow. That makes me want to cry. Oh my gosh. How blessed.
Yeah, that was really nice. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, now we'll end with the affirmations for the heart chakra. And when we do these, you want to focus your attention just under your breastbone, the center of your chest, and allow yourself to feel your presence there, paying attention to all the sensations. You want to breathe into your heart area. Breathe in these affirmations as you say them out loud. Breathe out all shame and all ideas that there's something wrong with you. You want to breathe in God, one source. Breathe in love, joy, and peace. Breathe out all darkness and anger and all ideas that you're somehow imperfect. Breathe in forgiveness. Breathe out forgiveness and acceptance, and imagine the circulation of that forgiveness and acceptance out to all others. So you're breathing in and breathing that out as it's yours to give. As you are forgiven, so are all others. Use your light and your love to remind those around you of their own divinity. Okay, now you want to affirm. I am love. The love of God flows through me. I forgive. I am the very essence of forgiveness. I acknowledge what I feel angry about, and it's okay. Thank you, anger. I love you and I welcome you. Here it is. I love you and I welcome you into spirit, into the Creator's hands, where the truth about that is revealed. Here we go. I forgive others as the Creator forgives me. I am love without conditions. God's love for me is without conditions. The Creator forgives me without conditions. My heart is joy and love and peace. My heart is happy. I love all others as God loves me. I am love, I am joy, I am peace. I am God's love embodied as me. I am already complete and perfect. I am already everything I could wish to be. I am immortal spirit, whole and complete, holy and innocent. I accept God's forgiveness. I never really did anything wrong. I was wrong. Thank God I was wrong. All is forgiven. All is released. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Love is, I am love. Light is, I am light. Joy is, I am joy. Peace is, I am peace. Truth is, I am truth. God is, I am. The end.
Wow. Oh, this heart energy, cheesy wheezies.
I know. We're like, oh, love you.
I know. Oh my gosh, it's like group hug.
Yeah. Well, hopefully anyone who's feeling sad or stressed out or upset about anything can listen to this and find some peace and do that meditation and just listen to your voice. And yeah, it's very calming, soothing.
It's very calming, and if you ever feel like you're alone, you're not.
No. Not alone ever.
And you can go to your sacred heart space and prove to yourself you're not alone.
That's right.
Well, back to 3D reality. Next week is Thanksgiving here in the United States, so Andrea and I will be cooking and cleaning and getting ready for family and friends. So I'm not sure when we'll do our next show, if it'll be the weekend of Thanksgiving, that Saturday or Sunday, or it might even be the week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So
the weekend of Thanksgiving is my son's 11th birthday, the 29th, November
That's
29th.
Right. That's right.
Church 11.
Yes, double digit. Oh, he already is double digits.
That was one.
Yeah. Number one.
Hmm.
Number of awakening.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know this is just for the United States, but every day should be a Thanksgiving, and a nice thing to do before you go to bed every night is to remember what you're thankful for, and even if it's just that you're breathing, that's something. If you're still a part of this ascension process, that's something. There's always something to find to be thankful for, and that's what the heart is about. So I hope everyone has a great holiday and a great night, evening, or morning. Yes. Depending on when you're listening.
Yes. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening. One of our friends, Warm White, used to say that.
Yes.
Greet everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
That's right. You cover all the bases.
He was in Australia, that's why.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, we'll be talking to you guys again in a couple of weeks. And we wish everyone much love and peace.
Yes.
Mwah. There.
Namaste.
Namaste.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.